if you're vetting these, that you vet if a person is a candidate, to bring that to the notice of the legal counsel so that they can appropriately address that issue.
Yeah, we've conferred with legal on this, and we have
This year, right.
Yeah, this year, because obviously it's the first time it's come up since I've been clerk.
Okay.
And we have sent letters to those, letting them know what if they were running for office, that they couldn't be appointed to another commission.
That they have to take a leave of
Take a leave of
absence
absence.
while they're a
They're
candidate.
already serving.
That's while they're a candidate.
Yeah.
They take a leave of absence.
Okay.
Right, but that question you're answering very clearly, but he's indicating he wasn't required to take a leave of absence when he ran. So the problem is there's two different rules.
Lack of consistency.
So my
He
concern,
should have.
well, if he should have, I mean, we're going to blame someone. I mean,
No, I'm just saying, not his fault if he wasn't
not
aware.
blaming him, but
Nobody was aware.
we're asking a gentleman to take a leave of absence, everyone, a leave of absence. And we didn't ask another person. And there's another person that's running this on the commission as well, too. I don't
Everyone
know if you
this year has been asked.
That's why I brought it up, because I became aware of it because of your
I think,
situations.
Council President, we should have legal write a memo on that, and then we'd like to know who's in charge of why it wasn't happening in the past, so we can have that going forward, because I haven't read that section, but based on what you're indicating, I believe it's intended for someone who's an employee that has a full benefits or has a benefit salary. There's no salary, these are volunteer positions, so I think we need to distinguish.
Ken, you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, I just wanted to wrap this up real quick. I would only make a suggestion that anybody that is applying and wants to be appointed to a board, that it should, at that time when they're applying, if you're thinking about elective office in the future, that maybe they should be advised at that time, because there's a number of people that have been in that position.
Yeah, thank you,
Who knows
Ken.
what you're going to do. And then another point to that, this is also another reason that maybe the charter should be revised or looked at. You know,
Yes.
there's a situation too, if it's an appointed person, so what? Why not wait until that person may be elected? Then that would be an issue.
Yeah.
But before then, it's not an issue.
Yeah, thank you, Ken.
I disagree, and it really varies from board to board, because
Yes.
it can create conflicts. You're running a campaign, you're running for office, you're trying to get votes, you're trying to get elected. All I could say is the charter is very important to me. I'm not telling you it shouldn't be changed or it shouldn't be clarified, but I agree with Councilman Sereni. It should be consistently enforced. If it wasn't 4 years ago, that was a mistake. We have the same charter. The voters of Dearborn approved that charter. We are obligated to follow it. We don't get that choice. We don't get a luxury to look in the other direction. I'm not telling you people don't make mistakes, but if we discover a mistake, then we should fix it, not go backwards. And if the people approve an amendment or amendments to the charter to clarify that, so be it.
Understand. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ken.
Jacqueline Zadian, on your point, so the two individuals that are on the on the traffic commission that announced their candidacy for council was fine. And it was until I announced my running for charter that the issue became an issue. So I didn't know, we just moved on. There was no issue at all. There was no announcement, no emails, no information whatsoever informing us that we were to do that. But the minute I announced my poll for the petition for city charter, that was when I got the email and I asked, well, did you guys notify the other two that are on the commission? And they said no. I mean, so you guys do have some holes in your process here.
It's not our process. Be clear, this is the clerk's process to notify, and the mayor's doing the appointment. So we don't create administrative
Robert,
process.
Mr. Abraham, let me say, it's like me and my husband in my home, and there's entities in that home, and it's me and my husband that are responsible every piece of part of that process in that home. You guys are in charge. And you guys should have been watching. I don't care either way. I'm just telling you, there's a flaw in your process. That's all.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right, ma'am, you want to state your name, please, for the record?
Brown, 8840 Whitlock. It seems like there's a lot of issues. You have so many things that you're upset about that each other are doing, but you're blaming other people, specifically a certain people. person on this board seems to want to blame specific issues off on other people rather than taking responsibility for the fact that they're on this board and they have responsibilities. It's not, it should be held to a higher standard. It's like, that's your job. You are appointed, you are elected, you are to do this, and you don't. You can't blame it on other people, other appointed officials. You can't. This is part of your job. It's insane to see the way that some of you pawn the issues off on other departments. Do better. When we're teenagers in high school, we are taught not to blame our issues and things that are hard on us on other people. And that's exactly what I've seen multiple of you do this very meeting.
All right, any other, again, folks, please, any other questions or comments on item 56? All right, if not, unanimous roll will be attached. Next item.
Item 57, resolution by Councilmembers Reed and Herrick concurring in the reappointment of Yusuf Joe Bazzi to the Warren Avenue Corridor Authority for a term ending June 30th, 2025, and with immediate effect.
All right, any questions, folks, can we just quiet down the chatter, please? We're still running a meeting here. Any questions or comments on item 57? All right, if not, unanimous roll will be attached. Next item.
Item 58, resolution by Councilmembers Herrick and Abraham concurring in the reappointment of Samara A. Ajmi to the Zoning Board of Appeals for a term ending June 30th, 2024, and requesting immediate effect.
All right, any questions or comments on item 58? All right, hearing none, unanimous roll will be attached.
Item 59, resolution by Councilmembers Herrick and O'Donnell reappointing Kasem Ali to the Water System Advisory Council for a term ending June 30th, 2024, and requesting immediate effect.
Okay, any questions or comments on 59? All right, if not, unanimous roll will be attached. Next item.
Item 60, resolution by Councilmembers Tabaja and O'Donnell acknowledging the donation of various toys from Liberty Auto Repair and Tire Center in the amount of $10,002.
And we'd like to recognize Liberty Auto Repair and Tire Center for their very generous donation of new toys for children. Any questions or comments on item 60? All right, if not, unanimous roll will be attached. Next item.
Item 61, resolution by Councilmembers Tabaja and Herrick acknowledging the donation of safety kits and hand sanitizer from Hype Athletics and City Recyclers in the amount of $5,000.
And I'd also like to thank and recognize Hype Athletics and City Recyclers for their very generous donation. Any questions or comments on 61? All right, if not, unanimous roll will be attached.
Nothing further from the clerk's office.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. One item from me, I just want to wish my son a very happy birthday. He'll be celebrating 15 years of age tomorrow. So happy birthday to Adam. And then Joel will be an adult this year, or this month, later this month at 18 years of age. All right, anything from council?
I do have some.
Go ahead, Councilman.
I think it's more for legal, maybe we can get some assistance. There was an insurance issue that they, I thought she was going to be here to speak, but Ms. Walling, I guess there's an issue, and I appreciate the fact that we've worked on the flood claim on our website, but what's happening from residents, one of them, I have a copy of the denial letter where they're indicating that when it's sewer backup, they would be covered. And when it's flood, they weren't.
On their homeowners insurance?
Right, so
Okay.
I don't know if we can indicate, I mean, me and Councilwoman Herrick before the meeting were with our directors out in the field surveying the caissons and the flooding issue. So even though we're characterizing in the layman as flooding, I'm wondering if we could change that or make a statement as a sewer backup or have it somewhere on the website, because our residents that do have insurance are getting denied because the terminology of flooding versus sewer backup. And that's a concern. I have the information here. I don't know what we can do to assist them because, buy a policy for this, because I asked the agent, well, what would be the differences of words? She indicated that the flood would only be covered if they were in a flood zone, which we're not.
No,
They would have
it's storm sewer. Does that help, that terminology?
Yeah, but on our
Storm
website,
sewer?
yeah, but right now we have report the flood, which I have no problem. I understand we want to get people to report.
Right.
The issue is it's causing people to get denied their claims, and we don't want to do that. And I have a copy from the insurance company and how they label it. So I don't know if we could put on our website the result of the June 26, was extreme weather and sewer water backup, or storm water and sewer backup, because we know that it's both.
That's undisputed. We're still working on how we're going to investigate that day's. Company and how they label it. So I don't know if we could put on our website the result of the June 26, was extreme weather and sewer water backup, or stormwater and sewer backup, because we know that it's both. That's undisputed. We're still working on how we're going to investigate that day's issue as a body. But right now, our residents are getting denied because insurance companies are pointing to this and saying it's a flood. We're not covering it.
Oh, okay. No, certainly, yeah, whatever we can do to assist coverage with homeowners, we would.
Well, I think what we should do is change the website and make a statement that there was a backup, because that's exactly what we were told in the press conference and everything. The water backed up. So a backup is different than a flood. And I think that's what we need to do. And I just want to find out who, because as you know, Ms. Walling, you had made changes to the website with me, and then it changed the next afternoon. So we got too many hands. We got to find out which way we're going to do
I'll
it.
talk to DPI about that, the Public Information Department.
Okay, but she's going to take direction from legal.
No, I'm going to ask
I just
that
wanna-
we clarify that to help people with their homeowners claims.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
That's the only other thing I had, but I think, I don't know if Mr. Hawkins is here.
He's in the back.
Oh, okay, Tim, yeah. So, Ms. Walling, I know we have an issue with the high regency and the litigation, but at this point, I did talk to him this morning. Is there a way we have to, the grass on the place is horrible.
Yeah.
So is there any way we can, I don't know if they have that large of abatement contracts, so we can charge them to their taxes. We're going to eventually get the money, but it's really looking bad. I know we talked about it. I don't know if you have a contractor that can do that large scale of a building, but.
Tim Hawkins, Director for Property Maintenance Development Services. We reached out to the new owner. Jordan Roberts has made contact. They've sent it out for 3 bids for who is currently managing the property. They have 2. They're waiting on a 3rd, and it will be abated hopefully next week.
Okay, so there is a new owner, and you did contact.
He's already in contact with the land manager of the property. If it's a new owner or not, it is the land manager.
So was the building sold?
I don't know if it's sold. It's just the land manager representative that's controlling.
It could be through the court. That's very possible, but yeah. You know how we feel. We cut it and bill them.
And I already spoke with Mr. Roberts. If they do not get that 3rd bid next week, we will send the abatement letter and put it out for bid.
No, I know you're doing everything you can, but if that's the case, this is not up for them, Tim, it's not, we don't give the resident a chance to go find 3 guys to cut their grass, right? So we shouldn't give the Hyatt Regency, the hotel leaser. And I know it's not, I was under the impression that the scope of it was to have a contract for us to do it.
It is the scope of it, and part of it's Wayne County, the easement.
There is some easement from Wayne County.
So there are some other outside factors. It's not a residential lawn
Right.
that we're dealing with, but yes, we are on top of it.
All right.
We will address it immediately.
All right, thanks, appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Hawkins. Anything else from my colleagues?
I want to bring up an issue.
One second, sir. Mr. Benzic, it's not open up yet to public.
I wanted to address an issue he
You'll
brought
get an
up.
opportunity once we open up to public comment. Thank you. Anything else
Thank
from
you.
council?
I'd like to make a comment.
Sure, go ahead.
The flooding that was experienced, especially in the south end of Dearborn, was horrific and devastated people's lives. And it ranged from, the range was amazing, that some homes were spared, but most in the south end were not. And I'm happy that today when Councilman Sereni and I were visiting some of the caissons and learning even more about our sewer system, because all of us have been through, and a lot of you have been at some of these meetings, we've been studying, we've been learning about our sewer system going back 100 years to when some of it was first put into place. And the fact that we are at the bottom of the Rouge River watershed, and learning things like upstream from Dearborn, our cities from Bloomfield Hills, Birmingham, Northville, their water ends up coming down here. And one of my questions was, okay, so how are we in a partnership to deal with this? Because we're at the end. We get all the water once, and if they have flooding in Northville, it's definitely gonna end up down here. And so my eyes have been open to a lot of this in the last few weeks, and I know my colleagues and I have spent a lot of time working to understand this and studying maps and charts and working with the engineering department to learn about, why what happened. And where are we right now? We've got part of our sewer system is combined sewer overflow, some is separated. It's different across the city. Some of it's 100 years old, some of it's newer. So we're learning all of these things. But I was happy to hear the city engineer even saying that he is looking forward to us doing an investigation and hiring a third party outside consultant to come in and look at our system and where we are now, and we're continuing the investigation of what happened with this flooding, but where are we gonna go from here? Because we need to do better for our residents. And I'm not an engineer, I'm a communications person. I'm do my best to keep everything up in front, and transparency and dialogues and communication. But I depend on engineers, whether they're the city engineers or a third party, to help give us the best information that we can have to make decisions going forward. And so I was very happy to hear that even the city engineer is saying this is something that he looks forward to us doing. Because this is something we've talked about before. Councilman Serini said he had asked for it years ago, and it didn't happen at that time. So I'm looking forward to finding out how we're going to go forward and bringing in a third party to figure out what it is we do to go from here, to bring relief, to ensure that we do all that we can to see that this doesn't happen again.
Thank you, Councilwoman. And just to be clear, for those parties that are interested in learning more, there's the study session for the RFP for the sewer system for the investigation and evaluation will be happening in about a week or two. We're just trying to narrow down a date. We're trying to make sure everyone is available. And so once we get that, we'll post it and people are welcome to attend and listen. And anything else from my colleagues?
Council President, I'm sorry, I just want to make sure, because in our meeting, you made it clear that this body is going to be two-pronged.
Yes.
I want our residents to know that. We're going to do one regarding what happened on the 26th, and then an overall
Evaluation.
Evaluation, right, on the sewer, because as I said before, and as you see in the news today, there's several methods that we can do. It's, I'd like to say our chief of staff says there's not a silver bullet, there's not one thing. There's multiple things that can be done in order to deal with the water problem. This is not something new. Sewers are not new. It's not we're the only ones that have sewers in the world. So regardless of the land or what's going on, we have to find a way. And to do that, we have to look for ideas other places around the world, other places around the country, state, find ways to do it, like they're doing even in neighbors in Detroit, where they're doing permeable pavers. There's a lot of ways to address water issues, and we are obviously now we have the attention. We're going to get this done, but I wanted to make sure our residents know it's a two-pronged investigation. We have to find out what happened on the 26th because we have people complaining that water dissipated at a rapid pace. That's a concern. We also have our overall system when we're spending millions of dollars. What is the best course of action? So I want to make sure that it's clear to residents it's a two-pronged approach.
Thank you, Councilman. Anything else from my colleagues? All right, anything from the administration?
I'm sure it's going to come up, so
Okay.
I'll wait for that.
All right, thank you, Mayor. All right, Jack Tate, you want to come on up? And I want to wish you a happy early birthday. Happy 80th.
Jack Tate, Curator, Dearborn Historical Museum. Thank you, Council President, members of council. I just want to take a moment about something a little lighter and for the kids. On the 24th of July, the Teddy Bear Picnic is back, sponsored by A&W. So if you got children, small children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, godsons, goddaughters,
Continue.
Ross House will have a Teddy Bear Picnic again this year. Bring them, it's $3 a child to enter, and it's a lot of fun. And we have games for the kids, prizes will be handed out, and there'll be a prize for the best teddy bear there also. So please, I know you're all involved in a lot of deeper things right now, but take a few moments and get the younger kids out to enjoy something that they'll like.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thanks, Jack.
All
Happy
right.
birthday.
So before I open it up to public comments, I'm just going to ask people, when you come up, just state your name. Remind everyone that there's a 3-minute limitation, and just to be respectful. And I ask people from the audience, please don't speak from your chair unless you have the floor. Please don't speak. Try to refrain from clapping or making any sort of other statement. Again, I want to make sure that we run this meeting efficiently and allow everyone the opportunity to speak that wishes to do so. With that being said, we'll start with you, Dr. Sahuba.